So I just finished recently watching the Witcher 4 tech demo. And to be honest with you, sometimes I'm just always so surprised at why there's so much hype for these games where you really don't know what the final product's going to be. I mean, sure, do the graphics look great and the kind of immersive world and the kind of interactivity look cool? Sure, but we've been here and we've done this before where there's just this huge marketing cycle, this huge hype for the game, and you really just don't even know what the final product's going to be. But more than that, I mean, what's really new here? I mean, is this game actually going to be fun? What's really innovative here other than a new pretty coat of paint? And I wish like people would think about this just a little bit more in depth than just looking at the graphics. I really don't think that these graphics and this kind of immersive interactivity with the world really makes the game more fun or really pushes video games to this new level. I mean, graphics really don't make the game. I mean, I think one of the presenters said great open world games are about art and technology coming together. Well, to me, a great open world game is actually about having fun. It's really not about the art. It's about the immersion of the RPG experience. It's it being fun. It's not the technology. It's not the art style, the graphics. And so when you look at it, to me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So you look at where a lot of the focus has been, and it's in this beautiful graphics, right? It's in the muscles of the horse. It's in the interactivity of the town where the Witcher bumps into someone and a bunch of fruits fall on the ground and a kid picks up the fruits, right? And so you think, oh, wow, this is so immersive. But does the average person playing this video game actually notice that? Does that actually make the game more fun? I mean, I suppose from a marketing perspective, that's something that you can try to help sell and hype the game up to ultimately achieve your business objectives. But if you're really passionate about video games and you want new and fun immersive experiences, like what is actually new there? I mean, are you really going to notice the horse muscles? Are you going to notice this interactivity in the town? And it's not that you don't want immersive aspects in the RPG experience, but sometimes I think there's so much time and effort and money being spent into things that really don't elevate the experience, at least for me. So when you think about that horse movement, there's so much time and energy and effort that goes into that. You have animators working on this, you have artists, programmers, all this time and money going into these projects. And when you put all this money and time into this project, you know, the amount of time it takes to get to this release window takes forever. And of course, the budgets get huge because you're spending all this money and time on the technology. And of course, when you have such a high budget game, you have to make it mass appealable to a lot of people. And so sometimes the core essence of the video game is lost. And so when you think about that market experience, just think about it for a second. Let's say you knock the fruit over from the guy carrying it. What happens if you stand there? You know, does the immersion break? I mean, because I don't think that they're going to program and account for all these situations where what if I just stand there for 3 minutes? Does the immersion break down? Does the NPC interactions not make sense? And of course, this is a tech demo, and everything is kind of really well positioned to kind of sell this hype, to sell this immersion. But is that really the case? And even if it is, does that change your game experience? There's nothing wrong with this immersion aspect, but I think that the key component is to try to take these ideas, this immersion, especially from an RPG experience, and tie it back into gameplay, tie it back into something that makes that a very memorable experience, which, to be honest with you, I don't think you need this kind of new technology, Unreal 5, to do that. I just don't think there's been a conscious effort to improve in this domain. So here's an example. I mean, you have to ask yourself, is the gameplay going to be the same? Right? Is it going to be the same from the previous games you played in the PlayStation 4 era, the PlayStation 2 era? I mean, is it, hey, Witcher, there's 10 goblins over there. And once you're done defeating them, and then you get 10,000 gold. And at the same time, too, I'll give you an item, which is worthless, and then you just sell it to a merchant for money. I mean, this gameplay idea has been done over and over and over again. There's nothing new here. Is it the same tried and true tropes? Is it the same quests, the same gameplay mechanics with a new coat of paint? Is that fun? I mean, that's probably enough to sell most people and to get them on board with the hype. But if you're really passionate about RPGs or passionate about video games, what's new about that? What's fun about that? I mean, can you really push the envelope further? And I almost like to think about where the innovation could be is in kind of dynamic immersion, but not in the way that they're spending so much development time on, whether it's the horse muscles or all these things. So imagine like you went to go slay a monster And then there was a 25% chance that people from the town would try to attack you to steal the loot off of the monster. Now, it's a 25% chance because not every player is going to have this experience, right? Make it random. And at the end of it, let's say you could spare one of the villagers. And if you spare them, they'll thank you in town and they'll have this own kind of side progression where they work in the blacksmith and they turn their life around. Or if you didn't spare them, the town and they were buried there in the cemetery and their parents were mad at you every time you went there. But it was only a 25% chance that event ever occurred. This is where this kind of immersion starts to kind of bake in, and you have these kind of dynamic events that make you feel lived in the world rather than just having these interactive objects that spill over the ground. I mean, is that really immersing your gameplay experience? Maybe if that's a set piece where you have a linear game and you're just walking through a corridor and it's just there to kind of paint a picture. But if you're actually trying to live and play within this world, I don't know if those elements really extend and really sell that experience for the person that's really into the RPG experience. Think about if you had more advanced NPC routines where every 4 days the blacksmith works in his shop, and then on Fridays there's a 25% chance that he goes to the tavern, and then at the tavern there's a 5% chance that he gets into a fight with the tailor who he has a major beef with. And you have this kind of interactive events based off of these probabilities that kind of make the world feel alive, right? You don't have to have the player see every single experience. It almost encourages a repeat playthrough. It encourages the player to explore and see what could happen, right? With that bandit example, it's not guaranteed to happen. But when you go out into the world, there's an element of danger. There's an element of risk. It's not just, let me go take care of the quest and then go back. There's no sense of exploring the wilderness. There's a sense of danger. You don't know what could happen, right? Rather than having this mystery of, okay, I'm going out to the wilderness, I need to prepare. And it's not just these scripted events that you see as a video game scripted event. It's not like, here's some mobs over here, here's some mobs over there. It's to try to create that immersive world about dynamic events can happen. Dynamic storytelling happens. To me, that's the immersion of the RPG experience, which I don't think you need some of this technology to achieve that. I think it's a matter of where do you put your time, your money, and your resources into investing in that immersive experience. I mean, sure, some of these graphical elements and the NPCs interacting with their environments, that's cool. But how much time and money is going into that? To me, I would much rather have worse graphics, but have things that kind of push the envelope with the gameplay, with the RPG storytelling, because a lot of people play to be immersed in that world, to role play as the character. How much freedom do you have in that area? How much fun is the actual experience? Or have we done this experience again and again? It's just something that I keep thinking about when I look at some of the focus on these new video games, the focus on graphics, the focus on this cinematic set piece where we've been here, we've done that, and is that actually going to deliver? With so many disappointments in the past, I don't know. It just seems like we have to be skeptical about some of these things because honestly, newer and newer games continue to just make the same mistake again and again.